GDOE had 5 years to meet the sanitation rules and regulations. A bill by Senator Chris Barnett bumps up the deadline from next June to this September and requires Public Health to complete all site inspections by then. Environmental Division Chief Tom Nadeau.
So if you're asking me how many of the GDOE 40 schools that might reach on closure, as commented in our testimony, except for the newer built schools, probably most, if not all, will fail.
But he adds that it would take close to 2 years to complete all school inspections.
We're not saying the school's not a priority. It is, but we have to find that balance.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the schools are a priority, because when you're talking about the inspections that you're conducting, and you've only inspected 5 schools since 2021.
We can say that for the same thing for restaurants, sir, and everyone, let's not get our stuff, everyone eats and everyone enjoys going to the restaurants. There are numerous eating facilities that has not been inspected in years.
Nadeau was also pressed about the impact of an unsanitary environment.
But in terms of actual data, I don't have anything to say that going to school is bad for you or it's dangerous, but the potential is always there. But for us, it's prevention. That is our mission, to prevent. So if it requires a closure of school to prevent possible outbreak, then I think that's something that we need to do, and we will do.
Public Health says it lacks the resources to continuously inspect the schools, so it's also been training GDOE staff on how to conduct self-inspections.
We've always made ourselves available. We've always worked hand in hand with GDOE. We tried the carrot, we tried the stick, and unfortunately, the stick seems to be the one that works. When we start threatening to close down schools, then we see response.
So there are proactive and reactive strategies for trying to keep schools as healthy as possible, but the concerns remain clear, and maybe also the answers.
How is it okay for our students to go to schools in conditions that if we had, health and safety standards, rules, and regulations in place would lead these schools to be shut down? How is that okay?
It's not okay, but you have to remember that this is a double-edged sword.
A double-edged sword, says Acting Education Superintendent Judy Wanpat, in that there's not enough staff to stay on top of all the preventive maintenance and not enough funding for all the materials and equipment they need.
So it's one of two things. Every year you appropriate the monies for the maintenance of all of these 35 schools, or every couple of years you're going to have to build new schools.
The bill also allows the superintendent to grant variances for good cause for schools who can't comply. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.